So Trump's managed to do it again and make himself relevant to Virginia criminal law, this time by pardoning a former sheriff of the Culpeper Sheriff's Department for essentially what they're calling a cash for badges scheme. Apparently what he was doing was he was taking bribes and then handing out law enforcement badges so those individuals could get the fringe benefits of being law enforcement, getting out of tickets, getting those kinds of things, getting expanded firearm rights. And he was tried by a jury of his peers, and the government proved beyond a reasonable doubt of his guilt. And apparently there were undercover agents that actually accepted money from him. And so this, to me, is an example of the horrific view of the two-tiered criminal justice system. Not the two-tiered justice system that Trump claims there is between Democrats versus Republicans, but rather between the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. I can tell you as a former public defender, I've represented individuals that have been convicted of things like stealing beer, stealing tires, stealing credit cards, which no doubt there's no excuse to do that, but they served years in jail for these behaviors, which I think they were over-sentenced for, but clearly they broke the law. Here you have somebody in a position of power, not just in a position of any ordinary power, but law enforcement, abusing his position and taking advantage of that position. And I want to ask yourself, is this the kind of community that you want to live in? Is this the Virginia that you expect? Is this the kind of behavior that you want to encourage in our Commonwealth? What's also so sickening about this situation is there are truly individuals that deserve pardons, that have committed wrongs, that deserve a second chance, that don't have the political connections, don't have the money, don't have the power, and they're never going to see the light of day as far as a pardon is concerned, because especially with this administration, because they're just not somebody that Trump really cares about. In fact, the fact that he's claiming that he supports law enforcement, that he backs the blue, I would think that if you're in law enforcement, you would be truly, truly sickened by this. You would be offended by it because, as we know, there is bad apples. I'm not the get rid of law enforcement type of guy. Law enforcement's very important in our community, but one bad apple does spoil the bunch, and you would think that you would want to root out this behavior, especially in leadership, especially if you want credibility and you want to earn trust in your community. So I truly hope that you, regardless of what side of the aisle you sit on, look at the facts of this case and you deem it unacceptable. I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican. This is about public safety. This is about trust in our community, trust in our leadership, trust in our law enforcement. And we deserve better as a community, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're black or white, whether you're Republican or Democrat. We deserve better here in Virginia. Wish you guys the best. Stay strong. Happy Friday.